There are some women who, if they find themselves in an unexpected pregnancy, are abortion determined. Maybe it's because of pressure from a boyfriend or misinformation, but many of these women then go online to find out where they can get an abortion. One pro-lifer had the idea to reach those women convicted to get an abortion, through internet search engine marketing. He tells me about his strategy and the impact it's been making in a recent discussion. Joining us now is Brian Fisher, co-founder and president of Human Coalition. Brian, thanks for being here.
Thanks.
How did you have this idea to fill this void online? What was the pro-life movement missing?
In 2007, we discovered that there's almost 2 million internet searches a month in the United States for what we call abortion procurement terms. Abortion clinic DC, morning after pill, RU486. Okay. And with almost 2 million internet searches a month, we thought, well, wouldn't it be amazing as a mission field to go online and try to find some of those women, and instead of them going to an abortion clinic, direct them to a pro-life pregnancy center to see if we can save a baby or two from abortion.
So these women who see these ads, see these phone numbers for these, what they don't know are pro-life pregnancy centers, call them, they're already determined to get an abortion. How do you then, in that brief period of time on a phone conversation, build trust and convince them to not get an abortion?
An abortion-determined woman, and there's about 1.2 million of them in the country every year, is a woman who is in a very difficult, high-anxiety, insecure environment. So our call agents, their job is not necessarily to talk them into choosing life, it's to have them come in and see us. We're committed to a face-to-face model where we have the chance to interact, love on, and show compassion to the abortion-determined woman. And so in the 90 seconds or 2 minutes that they get on their phone call, their job is to establish trust through listening, understanding, explaining that we're not going to provide an abortion because we won't, but have them come in so we can meet their needs of both themselves and their family.
So what are you finding from these call centers and from women are coming into these pro-life pregnancy centers? What are you finding about them getting an abortion?
Well, they're in some very difficult circumstances. We deal with rape cases and incest, and we deal with abuse, all sorts of different abuses, and so we're talking about women who feel like they have no other choice. In many cases, they're being coerced by a boyfriend or a husband or a parent, and so their first primary emotion is anxiety. We found that if we can create a security system for them, a team that will partner with them and remove some of those obstacles from choosing life, that she is inclined to choose life. You know, the maternal instinct is extremely powerful. And so if we can just get her past the point of being so anxious-ridden to a point where she is calm, there's a great chance that she'll choose life.
You mentioned obstacles. What are some examples of those obstacles that might prevent women from saying yes to life?
Oftentimes it's a perceived financial obstacle. I can't afford a baby. Oftentimes it's relational. My boyfriend has threatened to leave me if I have this child. Sometimes it's just circumstantial. She's ill. She might have a health concern. She might be at risk to lose a job if she is pregnant. But usually it's in those two categories of financial or relational.
Human Coalition is a group built on business principles. You have a business background yourself, a businessman that went into this field. Why is this important for the pro-life movement?
Well, because we keep getting hammered on data, right? I mean, the abortion conversation in America is controlled by the abortion industry, and they have the money and the power and the resources and the data. And so in order to improve, get better and better at rescuing children, which by God's grace we've done over the past 5 years, you have to measure what you're doing. So the way that we do that is we have a technology infrastructure that undergirds everything we do, and we test different ideas, and we can measure how to serve the woman better, and when we find an idea that serves the woman better and saves more babies, we implement it system-wide and we save more children.
Now, this progressive group published what you call a hit piece, criticizing the New York Times for releasing 2 op-eds written by members of the Human Coalition group within the span of a month. How do you respond to that criticism, and how do you respond to the claim that Human Coalition is deceptive?
Well, we're grateful for the criticism because that means we're doing something right. I mean, when a liberal entity criticizes the New York Times for publishing a piece that is pro-life, you know that we've struck a chord, and there's been over 25 pieces published in other publications in response to that. So this is becoming a very interesting time for us at Human Coalition. But we think that it means that the process of reaching a woman with compassion and grace and saving a child is a threat to the abortion industry, which is entirely based on profit making, and they're responding with these sort of allegations. You know, we've had the allegations of being deceptive before. The reality is that our call agents are required to disclose on the calls that we don't do abortions, nor will we perform abortions or refer for them, but that they should come in and see us because we can take care of them and their child. And that is how you build trust, not only with the client, but with the public. And frankly, that's why Human Coalition continues to grow at a breakneck pace.
You never know what can happen with that face-to-face interaction. Brian Fisher of Human Coalition, thanks for being here.
Thanks so much.